Lotteries Commission is racing against time to meet the end-of-the-month deadline to find the new operator. Business Day reporting that negotiations are ongoing to find a temporary operator. This is up until next year, June. The report says the operator eyed for the job has close links to the current license holder, Ithuba Holdings. Well, to give clarity on this story now, we're joined by the NLC chairperson, Professor Barney Pityana. Prof, good evening to you, and thank you very much indeed for your time and patience. Are you, as the NLC, first of all, worried that there is no new operator in place, and how integral or how deeply involved are you in this process of identifying a new operator?
Good evening, colleague. Good evening to your listeners. That's a very, very profound question, because the way the Act is structured, it requires the National Lotteries Commission at various levels to be the preparatory organ to enable the minister to come to a decision. But the decision is the minister's and the minister's alone. We are in a place where we realize that there was not going to be time for a new lottery operator to be in place.
Yeah.
And so the board advised the minister to endeavor to appoint a temporary license holder until such time as the minister was in a position to make a decision. And then, of course, in between, Winanjalo instituted proceedings against the minister, seeking to enforce their right for the minister to make a decision. And then the minister announced that he would be able to make the decision by the 28th of May, at which time we knew that it would not be possible for a new operator to start on the 1st of June, because the current operator is due to finish operations on the 31st of May.
Yeah.
So we proceeded with the support of the minister, we proceeded with making preparations for a temporary license holder for at least 12 months before the new incumbent takes over.
Yeah.
So that's where we are at the moment. The minister has announced that he would be ready to make the announcement on the 28th of October, both for the temporary license and for the fourth license on the 28th of May. Sorry, not October, on the 28th of May.
Yeah.
So we're now waiting for that to come into effect.
So the Lotteries Act, as reported here by, among others, Ground Up, the article says, the Lotteries Act says that the minister is not allowed to extend a license more than once, and then only for a maximum of 2 years. How much intervention has the minister made up until now?
You know, of course, that the current license holder, Ithuba, had their license extended 2 years ago. So that further extension of 2 years expires on the 31st of May, 2025. And that is common knowledge. And then the Act also says, in Section 10, I think, the Act also says that the minister may appoint a temporary license on certain conditions. One of the conditions is that this must be a temporary license to a new license holder, not the extension like was the case before, but to a new license holder. Now there's a big issue that's going on at the moment as to what actually that means. But the minister is advised by his legal advisors that he can proceed provided that at the time when the new temporary license starts, there is no license valid and available as of the 1st of June.
Yeah.
So the minister has taken advice from his advisors, and he will be ready, he says, by the 28th of May to actually make an announcement on who the temporary license holder will be for a period of 12 months.
Yeah. There is, or should I say, there are matters in court at the moment, Prof. You will know this. And it is a company called Winanjalo. And
Correct.
the understanding is that should the court rule in favor of Winanjalo and set aside the temporary license, the very license that we expect the minister to announce, it could lead to a suspension of lottery ticket sales until the issue is resolved. Are we headed that direction, do you think?
Let me say two things. The judge has deferred judgment to a date. She said that she was aware that the judgment is necessary to make within a speedy resolution. So she is aware that the time is of the essence on this matter. So the truth is that the minister is defending his position, and the matter is before the court at the moment. And of course, I can't comment on what's going to happen besides that.
Yeah.
But we, as the board, are very much convinced that should the decision of the judge fall in a manner that means that no operator of the license would be possible as of the 1st of June, the grant-making facility will continue, because then and only then will the board draw from its reserves to make it possible for the poor and the needy of our country to receive support to do the good work that the National Lotteries Commission is in the business to offer.
Yeah. Prof, there is so much that needs to be clarified here, but I appreciate your time explaining at least this small part. I mean, there are all manner of reports about politically exposed persons who can't be part of the running of those that may hold this license ultimately. We'll talk about that when you have time, and indeed ourselves will also make that time. But thank you. Thank you very much for now.
With pleasure, Oli. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Barney Pityana, the chairperson of the National Lotteries.